Return and personal betrayal. After a mission to obtain ammunition, most likely from European traders or allies, Kahuna, a senior alii and Kamehameha's valued advisor, returns to the Big Island. This ammunition, which may be cannonballs, powder, or muskets, gives Kamehameha's campaign a technological advantage. However, a significant betrayal, likely from a close friend, relative, or even a romantic partner, overshadows his return home. The treachery can entail Kahuna or another chief doubting Kamehameha's allegiance or intentions, given their historical connections to Kahumanu, Kamehameha's powerful wife. With sequences that probably show difficult exchanges during a council meeting or emotionally intense encounters in a royal hall, this personal blow forces Kahuna to negotiate a web of mistrust. There may be doubts over Kahuna's dedication to Kamehameha's vision due to the betrayal's possible connection to his previous ties with other islands. Kahuna must demonstrate her allegiance to Kamehameha's council in a high-stakes trial known as the Race of the Gods, which serves as the episode's title event. This competition, which has its roots in Hawaiian cultural customs, could take many forms: physical challenge. It might be an event modeled after traditional Hawaiian sports, like a foot race across rough volcanic terrain, a canoe race down the shore, or a test of combat skills with weapons like liamano, shark-tooth clubs, or aichi, spears. Cultural significance. By using rituals to invoke deities like Ku or Lono, the Race of the Gods highlights the spiritual stakes of Kamehameha's campaign. Anticipate lively performances of chanting, hula, or offerings that highlight the richness of the time's culture. Kahuna's performance in this trial will either strengthen his case or raise further questions in the council's mind, which will have an impact on his involvement in the conflict. Council dynamics. Conflicts over allegiance and strategy are shown at meetings with his advisors, who include Kahuna, Kahumanu, and other chiefs like Komoku. A wise political leader, Kahumanu, can question Kahuna's behavior or encourage Kamehameha to take risks. Internal strife tests Kamehameha's ambition of a united Hawaii, as some chiefs prefer traditional autonomy to his concentrated government. He may have deeper character depth if his interactions with Kahumanu or his kids disclose his inner motives. Kamehameha's cousin and competitor on the Big Island, Keuakuahu'ula, is a strong opponent in Keua's rebellion. His continuous war is anticipated to be shown in Episode 5, featuring scenes of raids and skirmishes. Keua's men, who are stationed in regions like Kaiu or Hilo, can attack Kamehameha strongholds like Kohala or Kona with guerrilla warfare. These conflicts might demonstrate traditional Hawaiian combat, in which fighters use wooden clubs, spears, and slings in addition to a small number of weapons. Strategic maneuvers. Keua's resistance is both military and ideological, as he champions regional autonomy against Kamehameha's unification. He may be shown rallying his warriors or negotiating with neutral chiefs to bolster his cause. Cultural symbolism. Keua's defiance is likely framed as a defense of traditional Hawaiian values, with scenes of him consulting Kahuna or performing rituals at volcanic sites, such as Kilauea, to invoke divine favor. King Kahekili's Maui threat. The formidable ruler of Maui, Oahu, and Mauake, King Kahekili, is getting ready to launch an assault against Kamehameha's army, intensifying the external threat. Possible contents of Episode 5, Kahekili's war canoes, which are double-hulled boats that can carry hundreds of soldiers, could be seen in scenes on Maui getting ready for an invasion. His force, which is armed with both conventional and European weaponry, is a serious danger. Strategic planning. Kahekili may have discussed his strategy with his kahuna or alii in order to take advantage of Kamehameha and Keua's dispute by striking when the Big Island is split. Kamehameha's approach might be complicated by his cooperation with other island chiefs. Set among the dramatic scenery of Maui, Kahekili's power stems from his spiritual authority and ancestry, and there may be scenes of sacrifices or rites to guarantee victory. The nature of the conflict between Kamehameha and Keua on the Big Island. Kamehameha's goal of unification and Keua's preservation of regional authority are at odds in Keua's revolt, which is a civil war on the Big Island. With terrain having a strategic role, battles may take place in important locations like as the Kohala Coast, Hamakua, or close to volcanic regions. Warfare style. Anticipate a fusion of new European influences, like musket volleys or tiny cannons, with traditional Hawaiian techniques, like close combat with spears, clubs, and slings. Coastal invasions with war canoes can produce dramatic scenes of paddlers negotiating choppy waters. Stakes: although defeat would encourage other chiefs to rebel, a resounding victory over Kiowa would firmly establish Kamehameha's rule over the Big Island. The result of the war will influence the momentum of the unification drive. In order to target Kamehameha's coastal strongholds, Kahekili's raid from Maui might entail a massive naval assault, with fleets of double-hulled canoes traversing the Alanwahaha Channel. His troops, which are probably in the thousands, are disciplined and well-equipped, making them a bigger threat than Kiowa's uprising. European influence: a new dimension is introduced by Kahekili's access to European weapons, which may have come from dealers like John Young or Isaac Davis. The balance of power might be shifted by bombarding Kamehameha's defenses with cannons or muskets. Geopolitical implications: Maui could gain control of the archipelago if Kahekili's invasion is successful in splintering Kamehameha's coalition. Kamehameha's ability to bring opposing forces together against a common enemy will be put to the test throughout the conflict. Kahuna's role: Kahuna will probably be used by both sides to consecrate warriors, carry out rites, and interpret omens. In order to highlight the spiritual stakes of the battle, Episode 5 can include offerings to Ku or rites at heiau. Effect on Hawaiian society: with villages caught in the crossfire, the conflict poses a threat to upend communities. The human cost might be emphasized by showing scenes of farmers, fishers, or kapamakers getting ready for battle. Environmental context: Hawaii's varied terrain, including beaches, jungles, and volcanic plains, influences military tactics as the conflict plays out. For instance, Kamehameha uses coastal forts for defense, whereas Kiowa may employ cliffs or lava tubes. Long-term effects: whether Hawaii will unite under Kamehameha or continue to be a patchwork of rival chiefdoms depends on the outcome of the battle. A final conflict in later episodes, whether the real conflict of Mokuohai or a fictitious version of it, is built upon the events of Episode 5, especially Kayana's trial and the growing dangers.